Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Goblin Views. I am your titular goblin, and today I am brought together with Akasha. And today we are reviewing another Spider-Man thing.
I guess we're the Spider-Man people now.
Yeah, we're just the Spider-Man people at this point, huh? Ultimate Spider-Man, not the comic book, but the show, the Disney XD show that's ran from like 2012 to 2015 or something like that.
Someday we'll get to the comic.
Someday, yeah, and it will be a glorious day at that.
I'm looking handsome today.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, you look...
Fuck Peter Parker and his lost-looking eyes.
What? Why are you... Oh, what are you talking about? You're just going off on a tangent.
No, I'm just talking about how I look a lot better than Peter Parker.
Okay.
Can we talk about that first, that he looks like the Lost meme?
Well, we haven't even introduced the show yet. People don't even really know what we're talking about yet. So, Ultimate Spider-Man is...
Not real.
Not real. And is a show about Spider-Man. It's in the vein of... There's just a bunch of, like, Disney... Marvel animated shows that they made, like, in between the period of, like... the Marvel Cinematic Universe getting really, really big, and now none of these shows, like, exist anymore because they want to make every fucking Marvel thing now connect to, like, mainline shit, so we can't have any cool cartoons anymore, I guess. Because it all has to connect now.
Well, they had What If.
But that connects.
Does it? Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah, because, like, the Doctor Strange shit, like, it connects now.
Yeah.
I'm going to check the audio real quick just before we get into it. I'm going to check the audio. All right. Wait, you speak real quick?
Yeah, what's going on, everybody?
Wait, you speak... Or...
What's going on,
everybody? Okay. All right. Everything sounds all good. All right. So, Ultimate Spider-Man stars Drake Bell, which...
Whoopsie.
Yeah. He, obviously, if you don't know, fucking, I guess, look up Drake Bell. I don't know. But I don't know there's just a bunch of other, Tom Kenny, there's just a bunch of, this show is just like voice actors, Tara Strong.
Yeah.
You know, like already famous Troy Baker's in it at some point.
Yeah.
Fucking,
That's
I don't...
the best fucking character in the show.
I mean, until he fucking leaves just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until everybody leaves. That's gonna be the theme, everyone. Things are good, things are going great, and then everyone just fucking leaves.
That is kind of a reoccurring theme of the show, leaving, huh?
Yeah. And not in like a good way, like, bro, this is like
closure.
Yeah. Or this is like, oh, what the show is about, like losing people or whatever. No. It's just bad.
Yeah. I guess let's start with that. What are your basic thoughts? We're gonna be talking about the whole show, so from season 1 to season 4, so this is going to be a longer review.
Yeah, we're not discussing every fucking episode in detail.
Yeah,
though.
because some episodes fucking just don't matter. We're gonna more talk about things more like
that are notable,
that are very notable, that happen in between the seasons, because there's a lot of... I guess let's start with like our overview. There's a lot of things that just rushed, or what would you even say is like the problem?
I wouldn't even say rushed. I would say it feels like they had a lot of cool ideas from the comics they wanted to do, and then they just go, oh my god, we gotta make sure we include all these cool things from the comics. We gotta make sure we do the Sinister Six 3 times. We gotta make sure that we get fucking Venom in there, and then the other Venom, and then the other Venom, and then we have to have Green Goblin 4 times, and then we have to have Doc Ock 1 million times.
Yeah. Well, I don't even think that's the biggest problem of the show, is the fact they want to do all these, like, villain things. I think the problem is that they constantly introduce new characters that are main characters. So it's like... We'll discuss this more in detail, but it's like, first season, you have the main group, which is Luke Cage, Iron Fist, White Tiger, and Nova, right? Who works with Spider-Man, because the whole point of this show is that Spider-Man gets hired by S.H.I.E.L.D., and he becomes a part of this team to become the ultimate Spider-Man. Excuse me. Oh, there we go. So we have the first team, and they are there for quite a while.
2 seasons.
2 seasons worth. But then you get to the 3rd season, and that's where problems start to develop. I guess that's the first 2 seasons are pretty good. I have some problems with the 2nd season. Don't get me wrong. We'll discuss that when we get to that season. I'm also probably not going to be building a whole lot. I just really want to discuss this show, so we're just going to be looking at the characters more for this. But so 1st and 2nd season,
we walk around and do shit.
Yeah, sure. You want to build someone?
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
No, I'm not gonna build someone. I don't know how to build. I'm just gonna walk around and do shit while you talk.
But by the 3rd season, they have the new warriors, which is Cloak and Dagger, Squirrel Girl, what's the fish guy's name? I can't even remember.
Triton?
Triton, yep. Am I missing anyone? I don't think I am.
No, it's four of them.
Yeah.
And they don't give a shit about Squirrel Girl, really.
Yeah. But, well, I guess... And then we have the Web Warriors, which is Agent Venom, which I guess it's spoilers, so... Be warned, we're gonna be fully spoiling this show. If you are gonna go watch Ultimate Spider-Man, I don't really recommend it. I guess that's part of the thing. Do you recommend this show?
I recommend it, like...
If you're looking for something just for fun.
Well, okay, so the first 2 seasons...
Are actually good?
Are, like, pretty fun in that you can just sit down and watch it. It's not anything fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
But... I think if you just, like, had some fucking 10-year-old kiddies and...
Oh, yeah, you sat there. Oh, yeah, that would be great.
Them down and watch
but I'm going from the point of we are adults. Would you recommend this to another adult?
No.
No, okay. Like, that's the thing is, you go watch the Lego movie. I'd recommend that to an adult. Because it has, like, funny jokes about it in it and stuff. But this, it's like... Not even a Marvel fan. It's like it's got so many inconsistencies and fucking weird bullshit that I don't even think like Marvel fans would really like it either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's just really made for kids, which it is. But like that doesn't mean everything that's made for kids can't be enjoyed by an older audience as well.
Yeah, or that it has to suck chunks.
Yeah, exactly. There's millions of examples of really... I have one fucking look at this. I have one tattooed right here. So it's like there's...
Yeah, badge.
Don't you even fucking joke about that. Now you gotta reference, like, do you actually mean that?
No.
Because people are gonna be like, does Akasha actually... Imagine if I had a tattoo of a show you actually hated.
Anyhow, go on.
No, I think we should just get into talking about it because we're just kind of... But it's just that's one of the really bad problems of this show is they just keep ones... So by the end of the show, you're like... You don't even feel like you talk to Nova's character and stuff like that. And we'll talk...
So White Tiger!
Well, yeah, no, we're definitely going to talk about how fucking dirty they do White Tiger by the fucking end of the show, but...
Yeah.
Alright, let's start with the first season then.
Here we go. We got some pictures.
Would you like to take over with anything right now? Or would you like me to keep going?
I guess, like, going on, like, standout stuff, I just want to say, like, my favorite episode, which is the one with Loki.
Yeah,
I like all the ones with Loki a lot.
I guess I'll give, the base explanation of the overarching plot.
Is this sand?
No. So, Spider-Man gets hired by S.H.I.E.L.D. in the first 2 episodes and gets this team, like we talked about. And it's just his adventures of being this leader of the team. So there's a lot of things like Venom shows up in the first 4 episodes, and the main villain is, at least, Norman Osborn and Dr. Octopus. Because Norman is trying to replicate Spider-Man, like, steal his blood and replicate Spider-Man so that he can make, like, an army and sell it to the highest bidder or whatever.
Yeah, because he's freaking evil, dude.
He's very evil. And he, like...
So evil, some things don't make sense later.
But, then you also have Doc Ock, who's, like, a stooge. He's not stupid or, like, anything, obviously, but he's, like, a lackey for Norman. He just listens to whatever Norman says, which later on leads to, like, a brewing hatred he has for Norman. And that's the overarching plot. I guess, yeah, let's talk about some episodes that we think are really good. You like the Loki episodes. There are some episodes where Loki shows up.
Yeah, I also love that gym episode, though.
Well, let's go one thing at a time. So let's talk about the Loki episodes. Which one specifically?
Well, I like both of them.
Well, talk...
Okay, so freaking... I like them because Loki is a little son of a bitch.
Well, what happens in these episodes?
Hold on.
Oh. Bless you. Bless you. Do you need to go blow your nose?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I just hurt my nose. Ugh.
Here, I'll play while you...
Okay.
What are you doing replacing those with
I'm
sand?
replacing all the flooring with sand.
Okay.
But... No, it's... Well, I don't want to explain every detail.
No, but, like, we should talk about episodes that we do like.
No, I know, but I will. I'll explain the details I want to explain, though. Which is that, what Loki does, I think, is just really funny. Because it goes along with his character, and it makes a funny gag with Spider-Man. Where he just does shit, like, turn Spider-Man into a pig so he can be hunted.
Yeah, he, like, gathers the Asgardian hunters, and he's, like, the boar for the feast.
Yeah.
That's a really good episode.
Yeah.
Well, because that is something that I would imagine... It's, like, fucked up, too, because, like, they're gonna eat another human being, even though they know that he's a human being as a pig.
It's fucking hilarious, but also horrifying.
Yeah.
But, no, in the first episode, it's where Loki turns Thor into a frog. And this is where the hatred brews, because they save Asgard from Loki, and then Loki is just, like, eternally pissed at Spider-Man. And it's really funny, except for the fact that they fucking, like, drop that after season 2, and they're like, none of this fun shit matters
we should just preface it that a big problem with this show is they have a lot of interesting things, like, you know, Loki, and they even have Doctor Doom, who has, like, a deep hatred for Spider-Man at a certain point. They're just gone.
They don't matter.
Yeah, characters show up and disappear, like,
and instead they'll just show you Batroc for the fucking millionth time.
Yeah, well, no, there's, like, there's an episode with The Thing, which I was, like, joking that there wasn't even going to be any Fantastic Four in this entire show, which I thought was going to be real. But then there's, like, a random episode with The Thing, but then he disappears, and there's, like, no ever mention of him ever again, really. The Avengers are, like, a huge part, but then they disappear, and you're like, where the fuck are the Avengers during,
until
like...
the end.
Yeah, until the end, but you're like, where are the Avengers during, like, any of this?
Also, a weird thing, maybe it's just, like, looking back in retrospect with these Marvel movies and stuff, but it is kind of weird to see where they have some really, like, fucked up, dangerous situations, and they're like, oh, there's nobody else here to help, and it's like, where the fuck are the million other superheroes in goddamn New York? They're all fucking headquartered in New York.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, they sometimes explain it, but still, it's just...
It's just, like, get it when it's, like, Spider-Man fights, like, fucking his own villain or some bullshit, but when it gets to the point where it's, like...
Well, like, Hydra returns in the show.
Hydra?
It's like, why is Captain America never shows up to fight Hydra, ever.
No.
And it's like, why would he not show up to fight Hydra?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
And you can clearly tell when Hydra shows up that they only use Hydra because their symbol is like an octopus, like Dr. Octopus.
Oh, yeah. So this is in, like, season 3/4. We're kind of going ahead of ourselves, but in season 3/4, Dr. Octopus, like, joins Hydra, like, joins sides with Hydra. And the only reason it seems like they do it is because the Hydra symbol is already an octopus. So when Dr. Octopus obviously betrays them, he turns the logo into just like an octopus, like a Lovecraftian looking fucking octopus, and it's like, okay, that's fucking so dumb.
Also, it's just so weird. Like, I get Doc Ock is like a bad guy, but it's always weird thinking, like, really? He would team up with Nazis?
Yeah. You are so bad that you're gonna... Well, all of these villains do, because at some point, the Sinister Six happens under the rule of Hydra. So it's like, really?
And it's like, really? Kraven wants to work with Nazis?
That's what I'm saying! It's like, what the fuck is going on?
It's just fucking bullshit like that.
Yeah, so I guess let's continue on more with season 1 stuff, though.
What's your favorite episode?
My
favorite one?
I think the gym one is really good. I also... So the gym one is... There's a lot of show, at least for the first 2 seasons. Then he just disappears.
And Taskmaster's pretty good.
He's good, but I don't like the guy he's played by, but he's also just a bunch of characters. He's Kraven. That's another problem with this show, is just a bunch of voice actors played so many characters. Like Tom Kenny plays Doc Ock, the Vulture.
He plays like all the nondescript scientists at...
Yeah, he played Dr. Kirk Connors for the first few episodes he was in.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. It's just really distracting, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think he doesn't do a bad job. Or is the guy who plays his Taskmaster the same who plays Kraven? I'm not sure. I might be wrong about that. I can't remember, just because he's not in those later seasons, so I can't remember his voice very well. But, yeah, I really like that episode because it's the first episode with Taskmaster, and you don't know it's Taskmaster, if I remember correctly. It's like, oh no, you see him in the beginning, getting hired by Dr. Octopus, but then all of a sudden, so it's like at high school, and all of a sudden a new gym teacher shows up, and it's obviously Taskmaster, and so Dr. Octopus has pinpointed that Peter Parker has been at this location, so
he knows he's a student that goes to the school.
Yeah, so Taskmaster's plan is that he makes every single one of the students do a training course.
How do I go down?
There you go. Double tapping X.
Thank you. Sorry.
You're good. But he makes them all go under it, so obviously he thinks it's Flash Thompson. And it's just, I think that's a really good episode, but I also, except for the episode I quite like is the Wolverine Spider-Man swap episode.
Yeah, which is based on a comic.
I'm
guessing a lot of this stuff is. I'm guessing it's a lot of ridiculous comic shit we don't know about.
Probably at some point, so when we look back at it, we'll be like, oh, Ultimate Spider-Man got that. Well, I also noticed, like, a lot of the episode titles, it's like one of them was called Rampaging Rhino, and that's the name of, like, Spider-Man comic number 54 or something. So it's a lot of shit like that, too. But I think the episode with Wolverine's really good because when they do the swap, because, like, the gimmick of the episode is that Spider-Man and Wolverine swap bodies. But when they do the swap, there's, like, a really good gimmick where Spider-Man can't control the claws coming out, so he gets his fist stuck in a wall. And
so fucking stabs himself a million
He also,
times.
there's a joke that he keeps stabbing himself in the leg.
Yeah.
Which is really good, too. But I really like the joke where he gets stuck in the wall because all of a sudden Sabretooth shows up and he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, Wolverine. And like fucking Wolverine's got his fist stuck in a wall. I just think it was a really good episode. I think the season is just really solid. There's a really solid stuff. The Venom stuff's good. Do we want to talk about the worst villain of the well, not of maybe the show, but one of the worst villains of the show?
Yeah.
The Beetle?
Yeah.
Oh, he wants to play fetch.
Oh.
We'll play with you later, honey. We're a little busy.
Poor baby.
No, but what was I talking about?
You were talking about the fucking Beetle.
Oh yeah, he's just so lame. Also, his costume is like so different from his comic version, where the comic version's actually like really good.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to mention there's like so many episodes with him, and the problem too is they all have great ideas for what the episode could be, but then they're like so overshadowed by the fact that he's the main villain of the episode that I just don't like it anymore.
Yeah. And it's like the thing with the Beetle is like, oh, he's like a mysterious assassin or whatever.
So he doesn't speak.
So he doesn't speak, and we never know fucking anything about the Beetle.
Exactly. So he's just lame.
Yeah.
He's nothing. He's a nothing sandwich.
Yeah, he's just there to cause chaos.
He's just there because he's a villain they could use.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think though, before we get out of season 1, we should talk about like while they're there that like Spider-Man's team is like really good.
Yeah, the first team with
Yeah.
Nova, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and White Tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all really good. They don't really get the problem I do have though is that they don't all get a development episode until season 2.
It's weird.
It's
yeah.
very weird how it works. It felt like what?
He really wants to play.
I know, we can play with him after.
Okay.
I know. Hi, buddy. You can come sit with me. Here, come here. Come here.
Don't pop the mic.
I'm not going to. Oh. Hey, buddy.
Hey, pretty. Oh.
Where are you going?
He's being a little rascal.
But, yeah, no, they're all really good characters. I like them all a lot. But, like I said, it's very odd they don't get their development episodes till the second season, which makes no sense.
Yeah, and like I was kind of being like, oh, whatever, you're just bitching about like the White Tiger episode, but after how dirty she gets done, I'm just like, yeah, no, that fucking White Tiger development episode fucking blows ass.
It does. It really does. She gets so shafted in the show, and I feel so bad because I like her character. Like, I didn't even know who her character was before this, but I like her because I like all the characters that they introduced to us.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden...
It's just like she has to fucking fight Kraven again. We've seen Kraven 1,000,000 times.
Yeah. Well, no, that's the first Kraven episode with her.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm just sick of Kraven.
Yeah.
Because he fucking sucks.
He does really fucking suck in this show, which is such a shame because he's supposed to be like one of the best Spider-Man villains. And every time he shows up, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Just leave. And it's so embarrassing because he's so bad because at like one point, I think in like season 4, he fucks up so bad that he gets caught by one of his own traps. It's like, what the fuck,
Yeah.
dude?
Yeah,
Really? A lot of the episodes I really like though are I think there's 2 Hulk episodes.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't like the one with Mary Jane shooting the camera.
It's boring.
That one's really boring. But I like the homesick Hulk one where he's really sick because the big like fucking not succubus, like scarab thing was on his back and sucked all of his
All of the alien
remember he's like all gray and then he
Yeah,
has to
and he's
sleep in
staying
Peter
at-
Parker's home.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good episode. I just also really like the Hulk. I
Yeah.
think he's a really good character, but
Yeah, I agree.
This season does end with the introduction of the Green Goblin. Well, he's called the Goblin in this. He's not called the Green Goblin. But
Yeah, that was weird.
what are your thoughts on the Goblin?
It's like, I thought it was really cool at first, but the fact that what they do with this show is just being like, oh, he's cured. Oh, no, he's the fucking Goblin again.
Well, but I think that's going to be a thing that happens in the comics, though, too.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just like, it gets so like predictable after a while, where you're like, oh, he's a goblin
Well,
again.
but that's the thing too. By the point where they have like he becomes like, because he becomes a good guy in season 2 or whatever. I'm not even gonna preface spoilers.
No.
But what was I gonna say? There's like a point where he gets like amnesia and forgets everything, and then they do like another. Oh, is he going to like? They do like a thing where he like they always do this thing where they like have the character's eye, and then they do a glint over the eye of like, if it's Venom, it's like a little symbiote, or if it's the Green Goblin, it's like a little green tinge that goes. A bunch of shit like that. Another thing like that happens, and it just never goes anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like, why is this just never ending? If you're not gonna do it again, then don't do it.
Also, there's some bullshit where like the Green Goblin finally gets cured in like season 2.
Something like that.
Yeah, and he gets cured, and he wants to like be a good guy now. He becomes the Iron Patriot or whatever the fuck. And
yeah, it's weird that he's but he's the Iron Patriot in this. Really weird. I don't like it. It's not even under the guise of Tony Stark. He just like makes his own Iron Man suit, which is weird.
Also, how do I fly?
Double tap X.
Oh, nice.
And then hold it to go up. Yep.
Yeah, but what happens though is that whole episode, Peter Parker is being a piece of shit. A Peter piece of shit.
Oh, when he gets cured?
When he gets cured, yeah. And he's like...
Oh, and he becomes the Iron Patriot, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, well, I bet you're still evil. What are you, a fucking goblin? You a fucking green goblin?
Yeah, he keeps, like, calling him the goblin to provoke him, and it's like...
Don't you want him to be good?
But it's also the problem, because that's always what Spider-Man does in this show, is that he tries to fix them, even when there's no point.
And then he shits on them.
Yeah, but no, it's the only case that he does it, though, which is so really weird.
Up. It is so fucked up.
We want to talk about, he doesn't fuck up with just one Osborn. You want to talk about your problem with Harry in the show?
Oh, where he pretends to be Harry's friend
for like 2 episodes, and then he never talks to him again, and it makes you feel really bad because Harry just wants to like hang out with someone.
Yeah.
His dad won't talk to him because his dad's a dick. His friend won't hang out with him because his friend's Spider-Man. It makes you feel fucking bad. And then it becomes this problem, like we talked about, where characters disappear. So Harry just disappears and becomes like only a character that is important for Peter to save. Mm-hmm. Just like Mary Jane. Which is surprising because she's Mary Jane. She becomes a character that's almost fucking not important until the last few episodes of the last season.
The last few episodes of the last season.
And it's only because they wanted to justify the fact that he didn't talk to them for so long.
Well, and also because they just wanted to introduce more bullshit characters.
That too, but I guess, what would you rate season 1 as a whole? Do you have anything else to say about it?
Just season 1 is just really fun. There's a lot of fun stuff. You like him?
I do.
This is the circus attraction.
Oh, okay. At the
yeah, we've all come to see him.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's pretty cool.
Anyhow.
We can watch him for a bit.
Yeah. Anyhow, I think we should state more just that like season 1 is fun.
Season 1 is the best season because I like season 2, and I even like aspects of 3 and 4. Even though they're so shit, season 2 just has some problems, especially at the fucking very beginning.
Yeah.
And we're gonna discuss it. The first fucking 5 episodes are stupid.
It's a kick to the nuts.
Yeah.
But season 1, it's like you're like, oh, this is new. Like we get to see all these characters. It's fun that they have like Iron Fist and stuff.
Well, and we watched the Superhero Squad show, and I was kind of like, oh, is this going to be another show where it's just like, oh, we introduce a new villain or a new hero every week? And it was. And then we lose that.
Well, it's because...
Well, we gain it to get more main characters, but we lose it because we lose other main characters. It makes no sense.
They want to do this weird thing where it's episodic. They want it to be episodic, where, like, anything can happen, whatever episode, like, it doesn't matter. But they also want a continuity, which just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because they don't keep anything constant at all. And so, after this point, and it's like season 2 is good, but you start to see the problem where you're just...
No, you see it right off.
Yeah, where you... Yeah, we'll talk about it, but it's just like... Where you're like, why the fuck, like, is Norman the Green Goblin for the 300th time again?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just fucking bullshit.
Well, it's like, also just like, the fact that Norman is the Green Goblin for the 300th time, where you could see other cool shit. Like, they introduce villains later on where it's like, this villain could have been put here and had more development and shit like that.
It's just like, bro. You get to a point where you're sitting there, you're like, no more Beetle.
Yeah, you know, you're like...
more Green Goblin.
There's a point in the show where you kind of... Especially, like, parts of season 3 where I was just, like, glass-eyed watching the show.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
No, fucking... It's like, I was pretty much fine with Green Goblin the whole... Or not Green Goblin, Doc Ock the whole time, because they set it up for him.
Yeah, well, he becomes the main villain of the show.
Yeah.
Which, they set it up forthright for him to be.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for him to constantly reappear.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I guess let's move on from season 1. What would your rating be?
It's like a heavier 6.
Heavier 6? I'd say like a 7. Probably a strong 7.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, it's just solid animated television with having fun. It's not like the deepest thing you've ever fucking watched in your life, but you're like, this is good.
There are circus llamas as well.
All right. I just want to check the audio one more time because I'm so fucking terrified of it just going out. So, all right, we are good. Season 2. Would you like me to take it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Season 2
starts out with some bullshit.
It starts out with major bullshit. So basically, we get a series of 5 episodes. One of them being White Tiger's development episode, which is secondary to what the episode is actually trying to do. We get 5 episodes giving us completely new villains in one episode. They set up all new villains, so we get the Lizard, Electro, Rhino, Kraven.
Oh, I didn't know he was with them.
And it's just so they can set up the Sinister Six, which is so goddamn obvious. It's like the most obvious thing you've ever fucking seen in your life.
Also, it's even bigger bullshit because you see that the next episodes are like all Sinister Six characters, and that there's an episode called Sinister Six, and then you see episode 1 called The Lizard, and it's the first fucking time in the whole show that they put any importance on Dr. Connors, who has been here this whole fucking time with S.H.I.E.L.D., and they only make him important because they're like, yeah, he's the Lizard now. And Spider-Man tries to be like, like, Dr. Connors is like my bro, I fucking love Dr. Connors. You have talked to Dr. Connors for a total of 3 words before this fucking episode. It is bullshit.
You know, you're absolutely right, though.
Fucking shit.
No, these episodes are all weak, too. The Rhino, I hate the Rhino in this show, I gotta say. I really don't like him.
He's really bad.
He's just a kid who gets bullied by the Flash, and then he turns into the Rhino by accident. And
so he can kill Flash.
And he fucking destroys Flash's house, which is funny in that regard, but the episode is shit, and the Rhino is just a bad character.
And it's sad because Flash is just poor and lives at a gas station.
Yeah, like an abandoned gas station.
Yeah. What the fuck is going on there?
I don't know. That you never even see his parents either.
No, you never see his parents. And also, in that episode, or beforehand in another episode, they showed that Flash has like a really fucking nice car. And you're like, wait, if this motherfucker says he's poor and lives in a gas station, why the hell is he driving like a Jaguar?
I don't know.
They never explain that. The way they explain it is Flash goes, I come to school and try to act like I'm all like wealthy and tough or whatever, and it's like, dude, if you're driving a fucking Jaguar, you're not just acting like you're wealthy. You are wealthy.
Yeah, true.
His parents spent all their money on that Jaguar.
I have nothing to say about the other Sinister Six episodes for like the setup.
Boring.
They suck.
Fucking Electro one is like mind-boggling as well.
What do you mean? I guess we have to talk about it now that you said
I'm
that.
sorry, but just the thing at the end.
Well, what is so?
It's just where like it's that
he takes over every TV, right?
He takes over every electronic.
Yeah.
And they're just like, well, if we make him be in more than one place at once, he will fucking get an anxiety
Oh,
attack
yeah, but it
and
makes
die.
no sense because they show him multiple places at once earlier in the episode and stuff.
Well, and it's just like, wouldn't it already be overwhelming because he's in every fucking electronic device?
In New York City.
And they're just like, no, like, we just have to talk to him at multiple times and he'll fucking have a panic attack and die, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. This is also a really cool season, I think, I guess to give it some praise, because we have been shitting on it. There was a really cool thing...
It just has a weak start.
Yeah, it has a weak start, but there's a cool thing where so they all, like, train on the helicarrier or whatever, but it gets destroyed. And then all of the team members have to live with Spider-Man in Aunt May's house, and it's like...
Which is like the best section of the show.
It's like the best section. It's really cool, and I like those episodes a lot. I kind of wish there was more episodes, because all of a sudden it's like, oh, the helicarrier's fixed. We're going back now for episodes only.
Yeah, and it's like there's some really funny stuff, like Nova is fucking Aunt May, and...
That's not what he's doing.
No, he just gets along with Aunt May really well, and they do shit like yoga and whatever.
Yeah.
And he fucks her.
While they do yoga.
Oh, yeah.
No, but
No, it's just fun stuff where it's like, White Tiger is fucking using my computer
too much.
Luke Cage is putting on the hottest shower in the world because he can't feel anything.
Yeah, he has hard skin, so he puts on a really hot shower, so Peter has to take really cold showers.
Yeah.
It's like cool stuff like that. I kind of wish the whole season had just been like that with that stuff.
It was really fun.
Because even like the lizard stuff, if I would have been fine with it at that point,
well,
the setup shit.
They have the fun going away episode where they trigger all the security at the house, and
they get like locked in.
Yeah, they get locked in and they have to evade all the shield traps and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fun shit like that where you're like, oh, like, we're really getting to know these characters and their friends and everything, because from the beginning, like, Spider-Man doesn't fucking like Nova, White Tiger is just like... thinks they're all fucking morons, and Iron Fist just wants to, like, sit on a rug.
True.
And Luke Cage, it's weird, like, they give very little characterization to Luke Cage. He
doesn't have the least, though.
No, I know.
It is weird that his character development episode, though, is, like, all about his parents instead of him.
Yeah, it's just like,
even White Tiger's is, actually, now that I think about it.
Mm-hmm. Which is, like, fine, because that's, like, an important part of people's lives. It's just, like, I don't even know, like, what his character is, except for, like, oh, I'm cool, I guess.
Well, he's strong.
And he's strong?
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same thing where it's, like, yeah, I do kind of know White Tiger's character, but most of her character is just, like, me do school.
We haven't really talked about it, but I kind of want to mention how much I like the normalcy of these first two episodes, because it's like they go to regular high school. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's something that changes later.
The first two seasons?
Yeah, in the first two seasons. They go to regular high school, which is something that changes. And it's like some of the... I think it might have been in the first season that we didn't mention it, but there was like a really good episode. It might be in this season. I don't remember. But the episode where there's like the science fair, mm-hmm. and Spider-Man and Luke Cage have the science fair project together. Mm-hmm. So, and they both fucking slack off together.
Yeah.
So Peter just steals something from the SHIELD headquarters, and it turns out to be that brick.
And
that,
the android.
Yeah, that just consumes everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a really solid episode, and that only works in, like, the school setting.
Mm-hmm.
I think it really, like, a lot of things get lost because it's like we lose that school setting. We lose some of these friends like Harry and MJ and all that shit. You know what I mean?
We also lose the little characters you like.
Like...
The little Spidey thought characters.
Yeah, well, so this show is more, obviously, kiddie. There's, like, a lot of gags where Spider-Man will talk to, like, little chibi versions of himself, like an angel or a devil, or he'll, like, he'll play scenarios as, like, chibi versions of the character, so he'll think, like, they'll be fighting Doctor Doom or something, and he'll be like, oh, what if Luke Cage fucking shot Doctor Doom in the head with a rifle, and then it will be a little chibi version of Luke Cage shooting Doctor Doom in the head with a rifle and shit like that. And they just, like, lose shit like that, and it's kind of like it becomes the DNA of the show because it's 2 seasons worth of it.
Yeah,
it injects you with what the DNA of the show is supposed to be. And then you get to the 3rd season, and you're like, what the fuck? What is this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, where'd the little angel and devil Spidey go, and...
all that weird shit, yeah.
Do you want to talk about, like, one of the worst fucking episodes, though?
I know what episode. Can we save it?
Well...
Can we talk about our favorite episodes of the season, at least?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do that first.
Okay. I have 2 worsts for that season.
For this season. I have, I think, 2 bests.
Can I see all of the episodes so I can pick my favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just have a little list because there's fucking 26 episodes to a season, so obviously we're not going to remember absolutely everything. I think we should talk about these since it is a 2-parter, though.
Okay.
Since we discussed that we were going to talk about, like, the part episodes.
Yeah. And then go back. Oh, okay, yeah, I know which one I like.
All right, you want to start with your first favorite then?
Yeah.
We'll do 2 favorites. That's what we'll do for each season. We'll do 2 favorites, 2 least favorites.
Okay.
I think we concur on the least favorites for this one at least. Though,
I
too.
really like the Iron Fist development episode.
That's one of your favorites, really?
Yes, where they go to Kunlun. Just because, I don't know, for some reason, out of everyone, they give Iron Fist a lot to do.
He's a great character. He's one of the best characters.
He is.
Well, and it's, like, weird because he's one of the only ones that sticks around.
Yeah.
Like, he shows up later, even though it's sometimes him just going, Kia!
Yeah, which he never
does in, like, previous seasons. It's a weird episode where he doesn't speak at all. He just goes, Kia!
And he never ever did that any episode before. It's fucking strange.
It is very, very strange.
But no, like, the development episode for him is basically just... He goes back to Kunlun, and... Because
he's the upcoming prince.
Yeah, king or whatever. The ruler of Kunlun, I guess. And Scorpion is, like...
His brother.
Yeah, well, not his literal brother.
But his, like, brother in monkhood or whatever.
Yeah. And this motherfucker makes Iron Fist go blind, so he can't fight him in the competition for, like, the kingship. And so Iron Fist has to send out SpiderMan to take on these trials with the Scorpion, and I just really like it.
It is a really good episode. It's it is funny that he just, like, fucks him up so hard, like, blinds him for, like, a whole week so he can't... like, he has these little poison darts that he shoots at him and shit. Mm-hmm. Anything else to say about that one, though?
No.
Do you want me to do one of my favorites?
Yeah.
One of my favorites is SpiderMan. Mm-hmm. The one where he goes to Boston.
That's the other one I was going to say.
That was the other one for you?
Yeah.
So the gist of the episode is Spider-Man's fucking sick of New York. We never talked about it, but J. Jonah Jameson's in the show, and he's played by J.K. Simmons only the first 2 seasons.
He never shows up.
He never shows up later on, even though he's a fucking central part. Just saying, it might be a problem. But he's like, he keeps seeing I was gonna call him J.K. Simmons. JJJ keeps shitting on him, and all the people in New York, like, hate him. So he's like, fuck it. The people of Boston, like, recently just, like, made a Spider-Man day. So he goes to Boston and he like becomes Spider-Man there because they treat him better.
Yeah.
And it's like a whole it's really good. It's also, I really like, there's a kid there who's like really smart that comes up with like a Spider-Man buggy. He comes up with like a Spider-Man pogo stick and shit. But Spider-Man fires him and then he becomes a villain. But there's also a really good gag that the villains in Boston are like, they're all pilgrim based. Remember, one of them's like
oh yeah, the other one's like a witch from the Salem witch trials.
like one of them's a witch, one of them's a pilgrim, the other one's like a stone or something. No, he's Pilgrim Rock. That's what he is.
Yeah.
Plymouth Rock. That's what it is. It's just a really good episode, and then it ends with him obviously going back and the kid becoming good and becoming the Spider-Man of Boston, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, that's
it's a shame. It's a shame they didn't bring that kid back at all,
so
even to be in the Web Warriors.
Instead, we have annoying Iron Spider.
Oh God,
who's the same character, just more annoying.
I don't even want it. We're not there yet. We're fucking not there yet. I guess you don't have another favorite?
No, that was the other one. Okay.
Well, I guess I had two of them that I wanted to mention. One of them being the Stand By Me, which is the Stanley's in this. He's the janitor at their high school who turns out to be a major SHIELD operative.
And he fucking disappears as well.
Yeah, he disappears as well. By the end of season 2. Well, he shows up a bit, but he just
like once,
but it's just got Stanley in the whole episode. It's really good. And Game Over, the one with both Wolverine and Captain America, where they get like put into the game, where Spider-Man's the only one who knows what to do because he's a kid.
Yeah.
And he knows how video games work. I guess, yeah, do we want to talk about our least favorites of this? I only really have, like, there's only one that is fucking sticking out like a sore thumb.
Okay, then
here.
I have to name the less egregious one first.
Yeah, okay.
Deadpool.
Oh, that's the lesser degree?
Yeah.
I think that's the worst episode of the season.
Really? You disagreed with me.
What?
You were like, the Halloween one is worse. You know which Halloween one I'm talking about.
That's not this season.
Oh, it's not?
That's next season.
What? Really?
Yeah, that's not... The Blade episode is the Halloween episode of this season.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, okay, then yeah, it's the fucking Deadpool episode that sucks.
Yeah, the Deadpool episode is so fucking bad. You got the guy who plays Max Goof playing Deadpool.
Mm-hmm. So bad.
They don't even get the character of Deadpool right, for one. Because his whole plot is that he wants to sell the secret identities of every single superhero to the highest bidder. And it's like, dude, Deadpool's a mercenary, but he's not evil. That's just evil. That's just literally evil.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say. It's just such a bad episode.
Deadpool is such a piece of shit.
And it's like, I think it's the guy who plays him. I think that is what does it so badly.
But he's not funny at all.
He's not funny, but I don't want to shit on the guy because he plays a good Max Goof. But holy shit, he doesn't play a good Deadpool. It's so horrifically bad.
You've never seen anything less funny in your life. I guarantee.
Yeah, I have nothing else to say about it. Do you?
No, just fuck Deadpool. It makes you hate Deadpool.
It really does. Do we want to talk about the other characters, like, setup episodes? Like, or their past episodes at all, or no?
No.
Nah.
It doesn't even matter. It's like...
Well, the Guardians of the Galaxy episodes.
Yeah,
like,
what the fuck do they have to do with anything?
Well, nothing, but there's another one. I don't know. Like, Nova is connected to the Guardians of the Galaxy in this universe, which is cool.
Yeah.
The episodes are pretty lame, though. Because, like, Rocket Raccoon is the only one to speak majorly in both of them. Which really... Or no, Star-Lord speaks quite a bit, but, like, Gamora and Drax basically say nothing.
Yeah, Star-Lord
both
sucks
episodes.
as well. Star-Lord, not
is
cool,
lame. Yeah.
Not funny.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about the Halloween two-parter, or no? Do you think it's not even that important?
No, it's just every season they just have like one or two like holiday episodes, which are fun.
I think they're usually pretty bad. So considering that I think the Blade episode is really good, because I think every other holiday episode is pretty bad.
Yeah, I forgot about. Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they do have the Halloween Blade / Howling Commandos, which I just think it's a good series of episodes, the 2 episodes, because you get the Blade stuff and then you get the Howling Commandos, and by the end of the episode they come together. You know what I mean? So that's really good. Anything else about this season, really?
Hell no.
It ends with the Avengers inviting Spider-Man to join the Avengers.
Yeah. It's like, it's fine. The season's fine.
Yeah, the season's majorly good.
It's majorly good. I would probably, I don't know, I would probably either give it a 5 or the lighter end of a 6.
I would probably give it a 6 as well.
Yeah.
I would probably just be a 7 again if those first few episodes weren't so fucking bad.
Fucking Sinister 6 episodes weren't shit. And then it's like they gather the
Sinister Six. Every single Sinister 6 episode is really bad.
It's so bad. And it's just like...
There isn't a single good one.
They don't have a plan clearly. They just go, oh, Spider-Man fights the Sinister Six. That's his big thing. We gotta have the Sinister Six.
Kind of like awful considering that the 4th season is all centered around the Sinister Six, and my biggest problem is the Sinister Six is almost the same people every single time. Mm-hmm. Kraven is in every single one, right?
He fucking blows out. What the hell?
Oh, they disappeared. But right, he's in every single one, every single iteration.
Yeah.
Obviously Dr. Octopus is.
Yeah.
And I guess it changes for some, but it's just like it's so lame, and they do it like 4 times, and it's like, why do you do it 3 times and then base your 4th season around the Sinister Six? I don't know.
I don't know.
I really don't, though.
No, I know, but again, like I said, they do the Sinister Six like 3 million times.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
You ready to get into the bad part of the show?
Yeah, this is
when the show fucking tanks hard, which sucks because there's so much cool shit that I wish that I could say that this is like good. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Where do you even want to start? Do we want to start with like how? So basically, the Avengers episodes are pretty. I think they're pretty lame because there's only 2 episodes where Spider-Man joins the Avengers. One of them, they do the same gag where Loki just body swaps for the 3rd time. We didn't even mention it, but there's a second episode in the 2nd season where Spider-Man swaps with the Hulk, which I think that one's a good episode too, but it just doesn't need to be mentioned because it's the same thing over again, and it's not executed as well as the Wolverine one, but they do it again.
Yeah.
But this time it's Loki and Spider-Man, so instead the Avengers are trying to beat the shit out of Spider-Man. It's fucking lame.
Yeah. And it just doesn't matter because Spider-Man does not become a part of the Avengers.
Yeah, he just leaves after these 2 episodes.
He just fucks off.
And then confusion begins. Okay?
Yeah, confusion does begin.
Because here's where my confusion begins, right? Mm-hmm. So we've mentioned how there is the New Warriors, right? With like Cloak and Dagger and Squirrel Girl and all of them, right? And there are the Web Warriors, which is like Agent Venom and Iron Spider and others, right? Mm-hmm. This season is called Web Warriors.
Yes.
But they spend most of it making the New Warriors. And even by the end of this season, the Web Warriors haven't even been assembled. Because
one is missing.
No, 2 of them are missing. Well, actually, technically 3 of them. Because they don't get fulfilled until the 4th season.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
And the Web Warriors also has double meaning because there's a Spider-Verse special event in this season where we get multi-dimensional versions of Spider-Man. He calls that the Web Warriors, but then the Web Warriors are also his own universe's versions of the Web Warriors. It makes no fucking sense.
Mm-hmm.
So we spend half of the season getting new characters for the new Warriors, like we said, but we also get the Web Warriors at the same time.
Yeah.
So we get, all of the new Warriors and oh my god, you know who we didn't even mention in the new Warriors?
What?
Scar? Kazar
disappears.
He's not even in the show.
We did not notice until just now.
Kazar and his pet
Zabu,
yeah, they're in the new Warriors.
They fucking disappeared. Did we really just realize that they fucking fucked off?
They weren't in season 4 at all.
No. And they were barely in
season 3.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. All of it, this season does the same thing as the Sinister Six episodes, but with good guys. It's one episode of development for completely new characters. But instead of it being a Sinister Six episode for one episode, these are now mainstay characters.
Mm-hmm.
So now the characters that I've had 2 seasons worth of development, i.e. being Nova, Luke Cage, and all of them, are now shafted to feature these new characters that only have episodes worth of development.
Mm-hmm.
Some only 1 episode. Squirrel Girl doesn't even have an episode.
No.
She just shows up.
She just shows up and they're like, haha, she has squirrels.
So it makes no sense. It's fucking stupid. But we go directly from assembling the new Warriors to the Spider-Verse saga, which the Spider-Verse saga is pretty good.
Yeah. The second one's better, though.
The second one is totally better. But I just wanted to talk about how, the plot of it is fucked up, that the Green Goblin traps Electro in a fucking, little box so that he can travel dimensions.
Yeah, and it's actually torture.
Yeah, it's like torturing him every single time he wants to use it.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, though, the second one is better. But they miss out on what makes the first one so cool, and that is that the first one utilizes a bunch of different animation styles. The first fucking episode is 3D animated.
Yeah.
And no other episode is.
Yeah.
That's fucking really cool.
Spider-Man, fucking Cyberpunk 2099 or whatever the fuck, looks like he's wearing a gimp suit.
Oh, yeah, he
3D
looks...
animation.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate, though, that they tried to do a different style for that. I don't appreciate that they dropped it.
Yeah, well, they even drop it with some of the ones in that. When they get to the new Noir one, it's literally just black and white in the same animation style, nothing different. It's, so lame comparatively. Hot Green Goblin.
Oh, yeah.
That they make ugly.
MILF Goblin?
They go to the Miles Morales universe and they meet the
MILF Goblin?
The MILF Goblin, but they make her ugly because they turn her into the ultimate MILF Goblin.
Yeah.
Bro,
she's hot.
Oh, God.
What do you think is the best episode out of that stuff? Out of those ones?
Out of the Spider-Verse?
Yeah. The fucking weird one, though, is the, Spider-Woman one, though, where they're
it's not possible for a man to be Spider-Man, and then
Yeah, I feel like they're trying to make a message, but it's just really diluted because of how weirdly everyone talks about it.
Yeah, no, that one is really weak.
Where they're like, you couldn't possibly be the Spider-Man. That's ridiculous if a man was a spider.
I gotta say, now that I'm thinking about it, all of these in sequence to themselves are cool, but looking at all of them separately, it's was the Spider-Man 2099 one that cool? They just fight the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's is it that...
just keep fighting the Green Goblin.
Yeah, it's is it that cool? Maybe not.
The second one's cooler.
Yeah, it is. It is, but like I said, they just lose out on... I think the best episode of it is when they come together at the end and fight the Green Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess, do we want to talk about the second half of that season? There's really nothing to talk about besides
The infamous episode.
Well, not that. We can say. I want to save that for last because I have a lot to say about that.
Yeah. Okay. That is really good.
So, okay. This is when we as soon as the Spider-Verse stuff ends, we go to like the Triskelion and stuff. You know what I mean? So we drop like everything even more.
Oh, I do want to talk about this just so I can complain about it later. The fact that they introduced the Vulture and they set up this thing where the Vulture is like under the control of Doc Ock because Doc Ock supposedly has information, and he does, about the Vulture's past because the Vulture doesn't know who he is. He's like some emo kid. And
yeah, every time he speaks, he talks in like a fucking poem. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it is really fucking stupid.
It's really bad.
But they lead you to believe that the Vulture's identity and the stuff about his past is like really interesting and we're gonna get there at some point. No, we're not. No, they never tell us who the Vulture is. All they say is... And you know who it is because they say this. The Doc Ock says that his first name is Adrian, so we're like, okay.
No, Doc Ock doesn't even say that.
Yes, he does.
No, because when... We didn't even mention this, but when Spider-Man is forming the New Warriors, he goes and tries to enlist Vulture because Taskmaster is also trying to enlist people, and then Taskmaster is the one to say that, and it's never... He never says anything about it.
So all we know is that he's Adrian Toomes, which I could have fucking told you that because that's who the Vulture always is.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that tells us nothing. What does that even mean? And Brant kept thinking, and I don't blame you because they give us so little information. Brant was like, oh yeah, they said that Vulture's a clone.
Well, no. My reasoning is Tom Kenny plays both of them. He plays the guy who created him and the creation himself.
I know.
So I was like, he is going to end up being a clone of Doc Ock, and then I just deluded myself into thinking that's the truth because they don't give you the truth.
No.
They never do. At the end of the fucking show, there's like a thing where Peter Parker shoots his enemies with like a curing thing, and it cures him, and he just goes, I'm cured. I know all my memories. And that's it.
Yeah, and you're like, what? So this didn't matter at all. It's just bullshit.
It really is.
But anyhow, that's the last season. Literally last episode of the last season. But,
I mean, I think we should talk about the introduction of Hydra.
Oh, yeah. You hate this.
It's bad.
I kind of liked the first Zola episode. After that, though,
I think Zola is one of the worst characters, and I don't want to shit on Mark Hamill because I think Mark Hamill he's like a superb actor / voice actor. But I was just watching him, and it's Mark Hamill doing a really bad German impression.
Also, just to make yourself feel better, just remember he did Nightmare, and that was better.
True. Exactly. Nightmare's in this show with the Doctor Strange episodes, and he does a really good part for those. He just does such a bad German accent. It's so grating to listen to. Mm-hmm. And I hate it. Also, Arnim Zola is the biggest fucking putz in this show. He's so goddamn stupid.
He is stupid.
He lets a fucking little hobbit man, known as Doc Ock, fucking take control of his shit. He's stupid. He's so stupid.
And he just tries the same plan, like, twice. With, like, just having
the synthezoids taking over shit.
Yeah, the synthezoids, and also just having a base, and then they're like, oh, we took care of it. We launched his base into space. And then he's like, actually, no, I rebuilt my base in space. Okay, dude. Nice.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb.
And also, you watch that episode, and you think, oh, this is just like a one-off villain thing. Like the first episode with Zola. You're like, he's not coming back. This was a fine episode, whatever. And then he comes back over and over and over.
I can't wait until we actually get to talk about when Doc Ock joins, because it's fucking It's insane. I think we should talk about, before we get to the piece de resistance, I think we need to talk about the really bad...
fucking edging me.
I know I am, but we really need to talk about the really bad season finale.
Oh, okay, the really boring season finale.
It's a 4-part fucking season finale.
And it's so boring.
Let me put this into reference for everybody. These episodes are like 26 minutes long.
Yeah.
Or like 23, maybe. I might be a little overestimating. It might be like 23. 4 episodes, 23 minutes apiece. Motherfucker, you might as well be watching a feature-length film. I sat there, it's called Contest of Champions. So if you're a comic...
And this has got to be something in the comics.
Oh no, it totally is. There's a fucking game, a mobile game based on this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So... if you don't know what the Contest of Champions, it's a fucking thing where what are their names?
Timmy and Jimmy.
Grandmaster and Wizard dude.
And
his brother Fuck Nugget.
His brother Fuckmaster. That's why he's so pissed, because his brother's the fuck.
No, but basically they play this game where they take all the heroes from Earth and they make them, or like the heroes from Earth and the villains from Earth, and they make them fight each other in this contest, and the wager is a bunch of people. The bullshit stuff about this is we've talked about how in this season we completely forget about Harry and MJ. They don't exist anymore.
They don't.
Except for this. They're in this. Aunt May almost doesn't exist anymore in this, too. They only exist to be pawns in this.
Yes.
To be in trouble for Peter to save.
Yeah.
Which it's already... why is it already not enough for him to need to just save New York? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
You gotta raise the stakes even more for characters you obviously do not care about. But it's just bad. There's nothing to say about it. It's just 4 episodes where they do the same thing. It's villains fight heroes. Also, Black Widow shows up, a character that you've seen every one of the Avengers. There's even a Hawkeye episode. But all of a sudden, Black Widow's in the Avengers, even though you've never met her.
Yeah. They're just like, hi, Black Widow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we think that might be because the show connects to another Disney XD, the Avengers Assembled shows. So we were thinking maybe that Spider-Man maybe had an episode where he was there, and there was an episode where he met Black Widow, so it would make more sense contextually. But us just watching this show straight up, it makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's a small part, but it's just stupid. It's so dumb and lame.
Yeah, it was just really boring, where it's just like, and at the end, the Grand Wizard has to stand up to his brother and be like, I
won't play games with you anymore.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Yay. Enough. Okay, now we have to talk about the best fucking episode ever.
Well, can we actually preface that we have declared this is the worst episode of the entire series?
Best episode of the entire series.
But it actually is the worst episode of the entire series. So I guess if you've been wanting to talk about it, you go ahead.
Okay.
I'll let you have the honors of talking about this episode.
So motherfuckers, you
better do a good job setting this up, because we're going to talk about this episode in length, because I have a lot to say about it. We might as well just explain the plot of the episode.
Yeah.
Do you want me or you?
Yeah, you do it. You do it.
Okay.
Because you're so angry. I like it.
So we start this episode. It's Halloween night. Spider-Man wants to go to the museum. I don't know why. I can't remember their explanation for why. But he goes... he goes to the museum. And lo and behold, there's Debbie Ryan.
Not Debbie Ryan.
Jessie. Excuse me. So... Welcome to our Disney Jessie review, where we explain to you the show of Jessie. Jessie is a show that was on Disney.
That is awesome.
That was about a babysitter who babysat a bunch of rich kids. That's the basic plot.
And
it crosses over with Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yep.
This is the only Disney show that does this. That's like a live action show. There's no other show that does this within the series run. I don't even know why it exists, if I'm honest. Because no other character is in this episode. And I think that's I think that's actually, like, purposeful. I really think that, like, for some reason they were not allowed to put other characters in this episode. Because it's just Spider-Man and the Jessie cast. Like, Jessie, all the kids she watches, and fucking even Mrs. Kipling, the lizard that's in the show. Mm-hmm. Not Bertram, though, which, fuck you guys. You gotta put the cast of Jessie, but you can't fucking put my main man Bertram in there. Fuck you. It just doesn't make any sense why this episode is there.
Funny.
But it's not even funny. Like, the plot of the episode is that Jessie accidentally touches, like, a statue or something of fucking Morgan Le Fay, the witch from Camelot.
Yep.
And she comes to life, and she instantly wants to take over the world. So then Spider-Man, with the help of the Jessie cast, has to fight Morgan Le Fay, the fucking witch from Camelot.
And it's awesome.
It just, like, watching it baffled me, but still, it's been like 2 months since I've seen this episode. Every single time I think about this episode, I am astounded at, like, how? Why did it, like, it would make more sense if there was, like, 2 or 3 other episodes where Spider-Man, like, crossed. What were other shows at the time? Fucking Ant Farm? If Spider-Man crossed over with Ant Farm, you know what I mean, though?
I guess.
Well, what other fucking Disney shows were there at the time? I guess Shake It Up. He meets Zendaya, which would have predicted he meets Zendaya.
He meets Rocky fucking Blue, motherfucker.
Oh my god, how do you remember her name? God damn. Okay, review over. I'm fucking over. But yeah, it's such a shocking episode. My jaw was on the floor when I saw the description of that episode.
We fucking buckled our seatbelts because we were in for a goddamn drunk driving accident.
I was like, what is going on? What is this? It literally was like watching a car crash in action. Like, you knew it was just going to be so trash. I don't know. Do you have anything else to say?
No, it's like, it's not even, like, I was making jokes. It's not even funny. It's just boring and
no, it's
bad.
Really boring. It's really boring.
Yeah.
It's just, literally every single line, we haven't watched, I haven't watched Jessie in a really long time, so I wouldn't fucking know, but we noticed that, like, weird things where it's like Ravi, who's the Indian kid in the show, he just, like, says, like, really, like, kind of stereotypical lines. That's, like, all he said throughout the episode. Like, just, like, not, I guess, stereotypical, but he just made things, his whole character was, oh, I'm from India. This is not something from India.
Yeah.
And that was the joke.
Yeah.
And it's like, why is that the joke when Morgan Le Fay coming to life is something that's not humanly possible? So, of course, it wouldn't happen in India. It wouldn't happen in fucking anywhere. You know what I mean, though?
This chicken fucking hated the Jessie episode.
He's fucking trying to kill himself because he's so miserable because of the Jessie episode.
At that, do you think we should move on to the last season?
Yeah, well, I mean, let's rate the third season. I'm honestly like a 2.
Yeah, I'd say like a 3.
I'd say it's not so abysmally bad that it's like a 1 or anything, but like a 3 at the most.
Yeah. Like you're watching it and you're like, whatever, I'm kind of entertained, I guess, sometimes.
Like we said, it is still good television to give your kid or whatever, but if you're going at this for, like, actual content...
If you give any shit about what you're watching...
Yeah, no, but, like, literally, if you give a shit about Spider-Man, this is not for you.
No.
Because things, even consistently, don't make sense. I can't tell you what in Season 3, but we've more recently watched the last season. There's just a doozy of things where it's like, even little things don't connect at all. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's all I gotta say about fucking Season 3.
Some bad shit, bruv.
Some really bad shit, bruv. Alright, on to Season 4. Hydra attacks is the first 2. This is basically the season that's just filled with parts. It's like a bunch of like 2-parter, 3-parter, 4-parter series. A lot of that in this season, which is a little weird. So I guess, do we just want to go through and talk about every like little part and say if it was...
Yeah.
So Hydra attacks, that's when all...
What the fuck is this?
I don't know, some weird thing. Anyway, Hydra attacks. All I gotta say about it is it's when Dr. Octopus takes over Hydra, and it's the only thing I gotta say about it is, so Dr. Octopus, let me paint you a picture. You could look him up. Look up Ultimate Spider-Man show, Dr. Octopus. I guess I'll explain because there's multiple looks, but so he looks like a little gremlin man with long black hair, and he's got little goggles that have little red X's like an octopus. He's short and he's fat, and he's obviously got the octopus arms. Okay, is that a good picture for how he looks like in the first variant?
Yeah.
He joins Hydra instantly. There's like a weird... So he like captures Spider-Man, and then instantly we get like a weird anime fucking fusion where he turns into his Hydra variant.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's in like a fucking metal coffin that like moves and has his octopus arms, right? And he's bald. He has no hair whatsoever.
He's a little gremlin.
And he doesn't even have eyes. He has like little red dots.
It's his octopus eyes.
I know, but it's like he doesn't even have actual eyeballs. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's so fucking weird. And that's all I have to say about it, because all the Hydra shit in this show sucks.
And they really fucking play it up for forever.
Yeah. We didn't say, but there's like a sub. So the whole point of the first 2 seasons is that Spider-Man becomes the Ultimate Spider-Man by the end of season 2. And in season 3, it's called Web Warriors, even though we haven't assembled the Web Warriors. We only assembled the new Warriors in that season, which makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, and also, we only figured out at the end of the last season that the Web Warriors are, like, supposed to be Spider-Man variants, because at one point, and this shows you they had no planning, they call the new Warriors the Web Warriors.
Yeah, he says, like, Web Warriors go at one point to the new Warriors. It makes no sense. So adding to the confusion. But the subs, like we said, the subhead title of this is Sinister Six. So clearly this whole like most of the season is building towards like a Sinister Six. We should talk about the Miles episode, because we should just talk.
They make it important.
Yeah. So the Miles episode, the Goblin from that universe has seeped into this universe. So now
better Goblin.
Yeah. So now Miles Morales has to come into the Spider-Man universe And then he's there for a while. He's here for this whole season, and now he's part of the Web Warriors. That's all that... And we're prefacing that because there's something fucking astounding that happens later that we'll have to mention.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We've got... we got... I guess, like... We've got a bunch of the... Venom stuff. We get like anti-venom and stuff in this. How do you feel about all the there's so much like
Venom boring.
Talk about overusage. Like because Agent Venom, we didn't talk about him much. Obviously Flash Thompson becomes Agent Venom. He's like one of the best characters.
Yeah, he's actually funny. Spider-Man with each season gets less and less funny.
Oh yeah, he's fucking not funny at all by the end.
By the end, you're like,
shut up. Just shut the fuck up.
Don't open your mouth.
Yeah. But Flash Thompson is like one of the best characters in the show. And when he becomes Agent Venom, he just becomes better because he's even in the show even more.
Yeah.
But they just keep like... So in this season, they just bring back the symbiote stuff and do more of that. Because we need to, I guess.
I suppose. Because I guess they were like, we didn't resolve Harry's stuff 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, well, it's also so that we can have, like, more synthezoids of Spider-Man show up. Because, like, Scarlet Spider-Man shows up. We haven't mentioned him.
Yeah.
He's now here. Iron Spider-Man, he did show up in the last season, but we don't fucking care about our Amadeus Cho. He's fucking so... Fuck Amadeus Cho, at least in this show. He fucking sucks dick. I hate him in this show. He's so bad. Literally every single episode he's in, his character thing is, Peter Parker, you're not as smart as me, so your logic is flawed. He's just fucking Ben Shapiro. He's like, your logic is flawed and you're stupid. And then Spider-Man proves him wrong, and then he's like, oh, Spider-Man, I'm sorry. And then the next episode, he's like, Spider-Man, I'm smarter than you. Your logic is flawed and stupid. And then Spider-Man proves he's right again. And then it's the same thing over and over again.
It's like, Cho, when do you learn your fucking lesson?
He doesn't. He actually does not, though. I don't believe that he does.
No. Maybe I'm a little stupid.
I mean, this season is just so bad. Would you say this season's worse than the last one?
It's about the same for me.
I would just say it's so boring. It is so boring because, like, last season it's like, oh, the Contest of Champions, shit. I was gloss-eyed for, but most of the season I was just like, fucking slumped over.
We were doing other shit the whole time.
Literally, though, I was like so uninterested in this final season.
It's like, okay, let me explain something to you guys. Brant really, really likes us to like watch everything together. So when I go up and get a snack, Brant will always pause it. And it happened even during the Deadpool episode, which was really bad. Brant was just like, oh, well, I gotta pause it. But I was like, no, it's fine. Like, this is shit anyway. That was the first episode that we didn't pause and I got up and I went and did shit. By season 4, we were just like in and out of the living room. Like,
yeah, there were even points probably where both of us maybe weren't in the room for a couple minutes. You know what I mean?
Going and getting snacks, doing other bullshit. Just because we were like, this is fucking boring. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's just... They introduced characters like Michael Morbius.
He is so bad.
He's so bad, but like he's not even a vampire in this show. He's a bat. He gets turned to a bat.
He gets turned into Man-Bat.
He does. He becomes Man-Bat, and it makes no sense. It makes no fucking sense.
It's fucking nuts. The only good thing is that they do the Spider-Verse stuff again, and it's just a little bit better than the other Spider-Verse stuff.
Yeah, but like, do we want to talk about like the new Sinister Six? Because that's like the point of the season.
My God, yeah.
Go ahead. What do you got to say about it? I don't have anything to say about it.
I guess the Sinister Six is all Nazis now?
Yeah, they join Hydra. Oh yeah, I guess I could talk about that. They all get shitty redesigns. They get like metal Hydra suits that look terrible. Also,
everyone looks awful.
Yeah, they're also just all fine with being Nazis. Cool, I guess. Weird.
It's like, what? I get Vulture wants to know his identity. Does he really want to be a Nazi?
But, like, yeah, the Rhino's a child. He's a literal fucking, like, 13-year-old. He knows who they are.
Yeah.
He goes to high school.
Yeah.
He's also really smart. So,
makes no fucking
makes
sense.
no
it's
sense.
Fucking nuts.
Oh
my god. So funny. It's just like... I don't even know what to say. You know what I mean?
I guess let's just talk about how they, like so terribly try to re-implement Harry Osborn and Mary Jane into this season. Do you want to talk about that? Because
yeah, that's really bad.
So Harry, there's an episode with Anti-Venom. He becomes Anti-Venom in that episode and like saves the Earth. And he also becomes the Iron Patrioteer at some point because he figures out Pete's identity. But it's like you don't give a shit about Harry at this point because it's like the show has made you not give a shit about Harry. So you're like, whatever, who cares? And even then, after these episodes, he doesn't show up again. Like in the graduation episode, the finale, he's not even in it. Norman is.
No.
But Harry isn't.
For some reason, Norman is there.
Yeah, he's on the way to the graduation, but not Harry.
Yeah, what? I guess he and Harry had a falling out we never saw.
Or wait, no. Harry is in the program now, isn't he? So maybe he was there.
Oh, yeah, he was in the bubble as the Iron Patriot.
Was he? I guess I never noticed.
I guess we're just bullshitting because we're angry.
Yeah. So I guess scratch that. But it's just like, we get this symbiote saga, and it's like Carnage, and it's the only reason that Carnage is there is because Mary Jane gets possessed by Carnage. And
becomes the Carnage.
Yeah, she becomes Carnage, at like a good guy version of Carnage, and then she just joins the Web Warriors. And then it's like Scarlet Spider's in this too, and he's like a synthezoid, and he has his own thing. And he, like, betrays them at one point and becomes a good guy again. It's just, like, so much stupid bullshit. Like that, because of how poor the third season is, I just don't care.
Yeah.
By this point. You know what I mean? It's like...
Really...
we didn't... I don't want to say I didn't pay attention. But, like, I did try to give this my all. Like, I was trying to... give it my 100, but every corner this show just shit in my face with this season, like the third season and this season. And I think this season's even worse because of how they just like complete, like I think we're gonna end it off with how they just completely shit in your mouth by the end of the show. But like, are there other things that you want to mention?
No, I just want to say, like, we just keep throwing words around like it's bullshit or whatever, but it's just, it really is, like, when you think, like, Harry and MJ have not been here.
For, like, a season and a half.
Yeah, for, like, a season
and now they're, like,
half.
And now at least, like, not even Harry does, like, he's important for a bit, but it's, like, Mary Jane's now, like, a main character. And, like, we haven't even mentioned, we discussed it earlier, but, like, so we were discussing how they do White Tiger dirty and stuff. Her character doesn't even, like, she's not even in the show anymore, basically.
Yeah.
She shows up one time in the final season.
Yeah.
And it's for the final episode, basically. And she
least...
says one thing. She does not speak at all. If she is in the final season, she does not speak until at least that final season. Or that final episode, I mean. For the one sentence she does.
Yeah.
It's just... It's so disappointing because, like we were saying, that main crew you get in that first two seasons is so good. And I'm not objective to... They shouldn't have done the New Warriors. It should have just been the Web Warriors.
Yeah, the New Warriors are so uninteresting.
Well, no, they're uninteresting, and the show doesn't even care about them.
No.
They are completely fucking... They're in a season that is not even titled about them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're just they're completely gone. It's just gone. It does not matter. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just so lame.
It is really lame.
Is there any? I guess, do we want to talk about the second Spider-Verse part with some decisions? I guess it's cool. I like the antagonist of it more. Because the antagonist of the first one's the Green Goblin, but with this one, it's just another Peter Parker.
It's just like a fucking evil-ass Peter Parker.
Yeah, he just wants to kill every single Peter Parker so he can be the only one.
Yeah. Which I'm like, at least this is something different.
Yeah, he calls himself the Wolf Spider, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, his suit's pretty cool.
Yeah, his suit is pretty cool. I thought it was lame at first, but then he whips out those, like, fucking big-ass arms or whatever.
They do this thing over and over again, though, which I'm afraid is, like, actually a part of the comic that I'm not gonna like, is that over and over again they just make these new designs where it's like, bruh, they're like gross now. They look fucking gross. You know what I mean?
For who?
Like with Wolf Spider, it gets the arms and gets really big.
Yeah.
And then Doc Ock literally turns into like an egg, and then he turns into like a kraken.
He does do that at one point.
Yeah, and
we'll discuss that. I have a part to discuss with that later, but
okay, but I'm just thinking that is actually like a part of the comic.
Maybe.
I really think it probably is.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole point of this is like so that they're trying to bring Miles back, basically back home. Is the point of this, and the decision they make in the end is fucking astounding.
Mm-hmm.
So basically everything's set and squared away. Everything's done and said. The universe is saved. Every universe is saved, and Miles can go back home. But he decides to stay in Peter Parker's universe, and his mom comes to their universe. It's like, okay, is there no danger in your universe anymore? Like, do they not?
Well, they do leave Spider-Gwen.
Oh yeah, you're right. They go back and they meet Spider-Gwen, I guess.
Yep.
It's just like, it's weird though.
I know. Well, my problem more, I think what you were thinking when we talked about it, is the thing of like why does there need to be 8 million Spider-Men in this universe?
It's like, why can't there be 2 in one universe? You know, why can't there be Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm panicking.
Here, let me see.
They're all leaving me. Go get the sheep I lost.
Yeah. But keep talking.
Yeah, but no, it's just really weird where what were we talking about?
Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales and
yeah, there's a billion fucking Spider-Man in this universe, dude. At least let 2 be in
there's even one in Boston. Like who? Like shut up, boy. Like
shut up, dude. Shut up.
Just go back to your universe.
Where'd my other sheep go?
He disappeared. He probably despawned.
Get a piggy.
Okay. Yeah. Do we want to talk about? I have only a few more things I'd like to talk about. One of them being the transformation of Doc Ock the 3rd time.
Okay.
So he does become like a bit
Hot Ock?
Yeah, so he becomes like this fucking weird like Kraken thing. I can't remember what his plot is or whatever, but he's like going to become the strongest, most
Well, he injects himself with the
Octopus stuff. Yeah, and his plan is that he's going to become the most strongest and most smartest person, because he's already the most smartest person, but he's not the most strongest person. So he injects himself with it and becomes like a big octopus person, but he becomes fucking stupid and starts just destroying the city. So Spider-Man turns him back or whatever. But he comes back as how does he... No, he that's not how he turns into that. This is he unleashes it's like a new suit. Remember? And yeah, you don't?
No, I don't.
Fuck, I can't explain it very well. It's like new technology or something that makes him hot for some reason. But anyway, he transforms into a different person. He becomes his comic accurate self. He loses his black hair.
He becomes hot, young, hot.
Yeah. Well, no, because he teams up with Spider-Man. Because he's hot when he becomes the big octopus thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to... I can't remember, but something happens that turns him into that hot, version of himself where he can, And it's weird because they, establish that he's, a paraplegic, and now he can walk when he becomes this version of himself. It makes no fucking sense.
Mm-hmm.
He looks different. His hair color's different. He's taller.
Mm-hmm.
He's handsome. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And then, all I have left is the finale. Anything else for you?
No, not really. Just talk about the finale. Let's fucking do this.
Yeah, it's just so Spider-Man loses his powers, and that's the whole point of the episode. And then he gets them back at the end, obviously, because this show's not going to end with Spider-Man being fucking powerless.
And he graduates.
But they do the ultimate Spider-Man sin.
Oh, I forgot about this.
And that's why I think the season is worse, because
I love that you said ultimate Spider-Man sin.
True. But it is the ultimate Spider-Man sin, though. I don't know how else to say it besides, Peter is the one who's special. It's not the spider bite. So they take away the surprise and the elements of, they make it so that Peter Parker's the only one that could have become Spider-Man.
Uh-huh.
Which was one of our main gripes with the Amazing Spider-Man films.
Uh-huh. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's just shocking that they pull that, they piss in your mouth last second.
On the last episode. Also, the fucking goddamn kick in the nuts. You can't have children anymore after this. You've been kicked in the nuts so hard. Is that a couple episodes before, Mary Jane goes, "Oh my goodness, it was so random that you became Spider-Man, Peter. It could have happened to anyone. It could have happened to me." And now I'm looking back on that and I'm going, all they wanted to do was make Mary Jane one of the Web Warriors. That was what that meant. Even though you hear that and you think, oh yeah, that's the Spider-Man thing of it could happen to anyone. So you think
that anyone could be Spider-Man. Because that's the point.
And then they go, no, only Peter Parker could have because his blood is special.
I would argue that the fact that anyone could be Spider-Man is one of the main staples of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And they last second they just shit in your mouth.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Norman goes, "Whoa, you have rare blood, Peter." Okay, dude. Fuck you.
Oh, I guess we can talk about it's not the worst episode of the season, but it's one of the worst episodes. We can finish with that.
They're mingling.
Do you want to describe it since you like it so much? The Moon Night Before Christmas.
Oh.
Here, I'll take this. You talk about the Moon Night Before Christmas.
Okay, so for some reason this is the fucking second to last episode, because what they did, which we failed to mention, is that the episodes aren't in any really good order. They kind of just happen. And so the holiday episodes are usually relegated to the back end of the season, just wherever they'll fit. And this one is just... it's kind of cool because Moon Knight's there, but it's also fucking stupid. But it's where Mysterio's daughter wants to commit terror sex so people think Mysterio's cool again because he died.
Well, yeah, you're
I'm just saying it it's just people need to know how ridiculous this is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just... So, okay, we gotta explain, I guess, the plot is that Spider-Man is house-sitting for Doctor Strange.
Yes.
And Doctor Strange has Mysterio's helmet because off screen, not even on screen, at some point, Spider-Man fought Mysterio. We have never met him as a character before. But they show us in a flashback that Mysterio died while fighting Spider-Man mysteriously.
He fucking jumped off the...
Which is cool, because if you have followed our comic reviews, that is the first introduction, is that he fights him on the Brooklyn Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And which is what they do in this flashback. It would have been cool if it was in an episode.
Mm-hmm.
I digress.
I'm angry.
But he, like, falls off the bridge and assumedly dies. But Doctor Strange captures the helmet because the spirit of Mysterio is trapped in the helmet. And Doctor Strange is trying to find out how to get him out. His daughter doesn't know this, so she thinks he's dead. So she just wants the helmet to, I guess, commit terrorist acts so that she thinks Mysterio's cool.
Yeah.
Which is...
She's like, I want people to respect the name of Mysterio, and then she, like, goes out to kill, like, 30 million people. It's like, okay, great.
Yeah, I guess we'll stare at my shitty Mysterio while we talk about Mysterio.
But anyhow, Mysterio, they fucking go inside the helmet to stop his daughter, and Mysterio's sitting there fucking eating his mashed potatoes and cranberry sauce at Christmas dinner.
Literally.
And, he is the guy who plays him is so bad in this role. I don't know who it is. This guy could be good in other roles, but Jesus Christ, it is the worst ever
in any of these episodes.
Yeah.
Even like Max Goof Deadpool is better than this.
Yeah. Like, I think about it, I can't even do it. If you're curious about this at all, go, like, look up, like, Mysterio Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah, the closest I could try to replicate is the part where he's, like, the helmet's, like, breaking from the inside, and he's like, my soul, it's tearing from the inside, or something like that. It's like, it's tearing apart, or something like that.
You're just laughing the whole episode because you're like, bro, come on.
Yeah.
It's just, and it's like, yeah, we said Moon Knight's there. He is. He doesn't even really need to be there, though.
No.
But, yeah, that's it, guys. That's all.
What are you going to give season 4?
Fucking 2.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 1 or a 2. I'd probably just a 2. No. For it shitting in my mouth, it gets a 1. Anyone shits in my mouth, they get a 1. Sorry, that's just the rule. So if you were to average that, that would be what? Like, for me, 7, 6, 2, 1. That'd be like an average of a 4 or something for this entire show.
Let's see, for mine, so 11 plus 3, 14, 16. It would be a 4 on average. 4.
Yeah,
4
I
for
guess
the whole show.
I guess
that makes sense to me.
Well, what sucks, because it's like the first 2 seasons are pretty decent. At least the first one's really good.
It's just fun shit to watch while you're doing homework or whatever the hell.
Yeah, but those last 2 seasons, like, if you're actually trying to pay attention, are infuriating.
They really are. Again, it's just like, if you have fucking little kids that like Spider-Man, put this shit on for them. They'll think it's good or whatever. For anyone else, fuck this shit.
Yeah, really. I guess that's it, though.
Yeah, that's it, folks. Don't fucking watch it.
Yeah.
Watch Superhero Squad.
Yeah, no, honestly, watch the Superhero Squad show. And that review's coming soon.
No, it fucking is not.
We are going fucking 10 years down the line. We're doing a Superhero.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no.
We're doing it. We're doing one.
No.
It's happening.
Okay.
I don't give a shit. It's happening.
Whatever.
I'll do it by myself, motherfucker. Do we want to talk about what the next TV show is going to be for reviews, or do we want to...
No.
No? Okay. Well, then I guess Akasha says fuck you guys, so I will see you guys later. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and we'll see you for the next review. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.